like we're about to be ready.
Yeah, I think we're about to be ready. So settle up. This is Splat Zone. You have to splash the zones and get them in your team color to win, and then there will be a countdown. And if you reach 0, you have won. So that is what the game mode is about. We are just waiting here for Sally and Muncie. And as you can see here, we got Sento, Samuel, Olai, Trilot, Maiko, all from the Splat Pack. And then we have Sir Olo, Imperio, Muncie, and Mini, or Mini Sneed as he's also called, from the Danish team Splataholics. So we're very, very excited to see how they're doing. So let's get into this here.
Before we get started, can you tell us who's the team captain for each team?
Yes, I can. Sento is the team captain of the Splat Pack, while Olo is right now the team captain of Splataholics. So as we see here, we see it from above to begin with, to see how they move. They are a little faster out of the gate.
Both teams are getting to the middle really quickly.
Middle. Yeah, they have to cover the ground here. Seems like, yeah. Oh, what is he doing down here? Oh, they are in control already now, the Splat Pack. What will Splataholics do to actually get back here? Let's dive down here and see what he's doing up there.
Yeah, generally it looks like no one has fallen. Oh, there was the first one who fell from our blue team here.
Oh. Imperio is doing well down here. Maybe we should actually take a look at him right now. See how he's doing, if he can hold it together. We have a Stingray up there. My god, I hate that weapon with the passion. It's very, very good. I love using it. I just hate when the opponent's using it.
I think it's important to know here that usually what happens in the beginning is the two teams will clash in the middle, just as we saw. But one team will get the upper hand once they get the first few kills in, which makes it really hard to cover the middle.
Exactly.
What you need to do then as the team to regain your control is to try and move together to make that one big bunch and see if you can get some kills in, so you can push them off the splat zone and hence take control. Something the green team seems to be doing pretty well in the beginning.
And you can also see what Trilot does here. He's trying to lay a high pressure on the other team. That is usually a very good tactic, because as long as he's annoying up there, Ollie and the rest of his team can't really go in and fight for the zone. So that is very commonly used. See here. We got a E-square. And to people who, I don't know how familiar all of you are with this game. Hopefully you've been playing it a lot. I do hope so, because it's an amazing game. But there's a countdown that starts on 100 and then it goes down to 0. So if you reach 0, you make a knockout. If you do it before the time runs out, and there's a 5-minute clock here. But as you can see they're down to 36, so they are actually in front right now. So let's go down here and see how they're doing. We have a bomb down here. You can see the opponent is down here. Oh, but he got smoked by the Imperio.
Maybe we should do a quick introduction to people who may not be familiar with Splatoon. It is essentially, as you can see, a shooting game. But unlike other shooters, this is all about paint. So you shoot paint and you can move through paint. But the trick is you can only primarily move in your own team's ink, meaning that your team ink is both both gives you movement options as well as control over the stage.
And as you can see down here, we got team captain from the Splat Pack, Senso, as a sniper. Let's see what he can do. There's a missile. Oh, he's getting blasted away here. That was probably Imperio too. And right, well, we will also see. Very well here. So it's a Splataholics who's counting down right now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, and it's a wrap. We have the first one secured here, 1-0 for Splataholics. That was a pretty neat start. And Thomas, you can tell a little about the next mode we will get into while I fix the score here.
Yeah, let's see. The next mode will be the new Clam Blitz. It's a kind of for people who are unfamiliar with it, it's kind of like American football. You collect clams, and once you have one of your players on your team has 10 clams, you get an American football. And this has to be placed into the goal on the opposite side of the map at the opposite team's base. And that's the way you score points, essentially. It'll be played on Starfish main stage. And let's see at the popularity contest here. Generally, the new Clan Blitz mode has not been super popular, probably mostly due to how new it is. Let's see here. But we're looking at Starfish main stage, which is not the most popular stage here, but it's definitely not at the bottom either. It's pretty much right in the middle.
And just before we start, we'll just cut to a short teaser trailer too, and then we'll get right back into the battle, I think. And a few people have mentioned that we need to name which team have which color better, as we would actually do that to make sure everybody is on point on which team has what color.
It's nice and...
Uh-oh. You know the technique. I have to take care of a lot of stuff here. I'm the one who's managing the chat right now and have to make sure that all the graphic is on point. So we'll get right back into it. I've secured that we can get into the game, and we will do like this and see how it goes. But we'll be better at actually telling you all exactly which team have which color, because that's quite important actually. But this is Clan Blitz, the new mode. You talked a little about that.
Yeah, and I think it's easy enough.
Luckily, the green team right now is Splattaholics, and the purple team is the Splatt Pack. Just to make sure everybody knows it. Yes, please.
Splattaholics is so friendly that they have their team tag in the name on the entire team, so they're easy to identify at least.
Let's have a look here and see if they can take the clams. You have, as you can see here, 7 clams right now, 8 clams. As soon as you reach the 10 clams, it will look like an American football, and then everybody will be able to see them on the radar. So that is kind of a bummer. It's very important to get it, because then you can bring down the barrier and score some points, but also you have to use it as a kind of a tactic. So that is very normal. You run with 9 clams, and then just when you are in front and you are ready to score, somebody will throw you the 10th, and then you can get in. So it's not
very
good.
Very different kind of mode to the Splat Zones, which is a very, what should I say, very straightforward mode. It's very easy to understand.
Exactly.
Let's see. This is a bit more tricky. Also plays very differently. I'm looking at the match from the top, and generally you see the people are moving much more individually, playing much more as individuals than you are in a mode such as Splat Zones.
Yeah, definitely. I gotta say that I have not been playing this mode as much as I would like to. I'm only, I think, level A or A plus or something like that. But I do like the flow of it, because it's so very different from the other modes. It's more like the teams are spreading out a lot more than in the other modes. You know,
and yet you still have to stick together once one of your teammates has enough for.
And you can also see what Mini was doing up here with just mainly standing up here, being backup, throwing bombs, and that can work too, but none have brought down the barrier yet. They need 10 clams, and then they need to bring, I can show you up here, the goal looked like this. So it's the same in the opposite direction. You have to bring the 10 clams up here, bring down the barrier, and then you can score point. The first football you throw gives you 10 points, and after that, no, I'm sorry, it's 20 points, but after that, each individual clam you throw into it while the time is the clock is clicking, then it will give you 3 points each.
So far, though, none of the teams seem to have been able to score. But right now, Splattaholics seems to have a lot of stage control with their rank.
Exactly.
So,
well, let's see what they will do about it, because I can see that Sensor is really
there needs to
trying
be
to
more
turn the
purple
side
ink here if they are to get closer to that goal of Splattaholics here.
But still, none have scored yet, so the killing does not really help a lot right now. You still need to... Oh! Sorry for that. You know, it's about us men multitasking. You have to do the camera, do the speaking, and look at the graphic at the same time. So sorry if I mess up a little bit, but hey, it's a try at least.
I like your way to try and get away from it being your gender, but not just you.
Exactly, it's not just me. But you see, the Splat Pack is the purple team, Splattaholics is the green team, and they still have 100 remaining each. But let's see what he's doing up here. That looks
Splatt Pack is doing a really good job
he
of
has
defending.
the football right now. Oh, can he? Oh, it was so close. But he was splatted by Muncie. And Pilio is right behind. So let's see what he's up to here. Is he playing defense here? There seems like the Rat Pack is much more offensive right now. They try to get up and score. While right now they do a lot of controlling Splattaholics, but they're not really...
Oh, they all get caught in the...
Yeah, you can see that. Actually, if you're not familiar with Splatoon at all, you can see at the top, you can see there's pictures of the different... Sorry about that. The 4 squids. 4 purple, 4 green. And you can watch up there what weapon they're using, and you can also see who's dying and who's alive. So that can also be something you can have a look at. But only 40 seconds left, and none have actually scored. I've actually not tried that.
They're really close to the goal there, but I don't think there's no football on the field, so even if they were to push to the goal there, it wouldn't have any points.
Michael actually have 8 right now, so he's pretty close. But he needs to stay alive, and his team needs to
2
back
specials.
him up. Oh!
Some good timing on the clouds there from Splattaholics.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh,
generally, that seems to be the theme of this match, that Splattaholics have a quite good...
Oh, that is... Oh, that's a nice time to make a score. 9 seconds left, and they've got some pretty good right here. Splattaholics is down on 74, so it seems like they will actually get... Oh, it's a wrap! Oh, that was actually a very clever play. They have a lot of patience. But I do think that the Splatt Pack did very well. I actually thought they would score back when Michael and some of the others actually was very, very close.
Very well played. You must have a little bit of pride in that from your team.
Definitely. But you know, I will be unbiased, definitely, because that's part of the game.
Splatt Pack, they look very like they have the experience, at least if you just look at the levels and the amount of time they've spent with the game.
Oh yeah, I've played against several of them, and they're very, very good players. So nothing is, you know, everything can change in a heartbeat here. Don't you worry about that. Nothing is set in stone at all. But Thomas, can you have a look at the next mode and stage, maybe? As far as I remember, it's tower control.
It's tower control, and it is on Snapper Canal.
I gotta be honest here. That is one of my favorite modes. I don't know if it's Rainmaker or Tower Control, but they come very, very close to one another. And I just freaking love Snapper Canal. When I tried that the first time, I wasn't impressed because I played Turf War for some reason one evening. But as soon as I got into playing the rank modes, I love that stage.
It's a very open stage, placed under a bridge with a train across it. But under there, it's basically just a few, some boxes, some heights here and there, but it's a very open stage, so it's very easy to see where your team is going. It's also a very large stage, so you can do big swings around the back of the other opponent's team. I must admit, I haven't played a lot of tower control on it, but let's see how it goes.
Yeah, let's see how it goes. The teams are ready nonetheless, so it will be... I'm actually excited to see if they can push back. We have the green team, again, that is Splattaholics, and the orange-red team is the Splatt Pack. I always love when you can see this in spectator mode from above in the beginning, because it tells you a lot about the movement of the players. You can see,
and you can also see how the tower is going to be moved. So what you do is you place a player on the tower, and it'll start moving towards the opponent's base. And there are checkpoints along the route. For each checkpoint, you obviously score some points, but generally, you want to try and push it all the way to the goal to end the match, or at least have it pushed further than the opponent's team has pushed it.
As you can see right here. Yeah, just continue.
The hard part in this match is if your opponent's team gets a good push in and moves across a few checkpoints, you then have to move the tower all the way across those checkpoints, across the middle, and then start pushing into the opponent's team. So it can be a bit of a tough one to get a hold on if the other team gets a good few runs.
What I would like to see for some of the players was maybe to not get into all these battles. Because let me get this straight. I hear a lot of people being like, well, Splatoon, it doesn't matter if you kill, it's only about painting, but that is a big load of BS. I'm trying to talk nicely here. But that is a big load of BS, because if you're blasting away the opponent's team, they can't score. They can't move the tower, they can't take the Rainmaker, they can't collect clams. So killing is important. But some of the mistakes...
more important.
it definitely. I think that when I got into a competitive Splatoon, that was one of the first things I was taught by some gamers that is very much better than me. They were not only playing this game, but different kind of shooters, and they were like, as long as you stay alive, you can do good for your team. As long as you're dead, you're just a miserable problem.
Unavailable, essentially.
Exactly. So
and you'll end up squid jumping to a teammate and die again.
Exactly, and that is not really of any use to anybody. Let's
Splatt
go have a
Pack's
look again here.
Doing some good push here.
Yeah,
They're really getting ahead with the tower.
They are doing very well right now, and the Splattaholics try to defend. But you can see here they're down to 29, 25. Can they actually make it? Oh, right now they're doing very, very good.
They need this win.
They need this win, and I love what Trilot is doing right now. And they're trying to actually help one another out. Michael is doing... Oh, he's gone. He's gone. He died right there. So Allo is up there. Team captain tried to play the defense game. And I know he plays it very, very well. That is one of his big forces, is that he's very, very good at keeping a level head, at keeping a cold head. And he's very good at having a good overview of what is happening in a match. But right now, Splattaholics is on the defense. I love what the Splatt Pack is doing right here. You see, Samuel is fighting for... Oh, did he commit suicide? I think he did. I'm so sorry.
Oh.
Suicide is when you jump into the water. That is one of those things we make a lot of fun of in the Splatoon, that we are all kids and squids, but we cannot swim. We drown immediately if that ever happens.
You go into the water, yeah. Oh, Splattaholics is finally starting to get that tower.
Yeah, they're trying. They're pushing hard right now.
The Splatt Pack's base. And they're already almost at the point where, I believe that's the same point, isn't it, the Splatt Pack?
Yeah, but they got pushed back again. Right now they're doing it very, very good.
What I would like to notice, if for any new players out there, how it works is everyone has a weapon and a secondary weapon. Basically a shooter and a grenade type. But you also have a third weapon called your special. The special is charged by spreading ink. So the more you spread ink on the stage, the closer you get to your special. And one of the specials you'll see is this big cloud of ink rain. And Splattaholics seems to have two players with this special, and they've been timing them quite well the past few games. But in this one, they seem to have a bit of a harder time finding the good angles on it.
Let's have a look here. Oh, they keep dying when I go to them. Let's see what Sensor, the team captain, does.
Oh, there's another one. We just saw the...
very, very good play. Let's get up here. From the overview, maybe sometimes I like to go down and see the action-packed thing, but really when you watch it like this, it gives you a much better idea of what is actually going on.
I am essentially just watching the entire match from the top, just to see how far the tower goes, where the ink is, and where people are moving.
So let's see if Santu can lead his team to this victory. It's very, very close. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's have a look at that. Now we are out in a sudden death. If they are getting pushed from the tower, they have lost. But they have this last try to actually get the score down.
At 51 points.
It's a very difficult position.
That was one for the Splatt Pack.
Yeah, definitely.
Well
they deserve that win. No doubt about it. They really deserve that one.
So let's have a look here. The next one is the final mode, which is Rainmaker, and it's going to be played on the very popular stage, Port Mackerel.
Port Mackerel, I gotta be honest here, that is probably my favorite. I loved it in Splatoon 1. I freaking love it here in almost any mode. For me, Rainmaker and Port Mackerel, that is just beautiful. I love it.
I believe Port Mackerel is the one with the very long hallways, isn't it? I'm trying to find an image of it here, just to. There we go. Yeah, sometimes it can be hard remembering what name with what stage. But yes, it is the one with the very long, reaching hallways. Basically, you're at a seaport and there's containers everywhere, which line up these long hallways. You can crawl up on the containers and get an overview, but generally you'll find yourself moving in between the containers. And this can be, well, it's Rainmaker. It can be over in less than 30 seconds. It can last 5 minutes. We'll have to see how close the two teams are, or if one of them can sneak the Rainmaker around and get it into the opponent's goal.
Yeah, let's get into the match, and then we will get a small trailer until the match starts here. And we are back with the game here. As you can see, again, we have Splattaholics in orange, and in purple we have the Splatt Pack. Let's see if Splatt Pack can take this one back. I think that speed determines so much on this one here.
Yeah,
you have to get up very,
getting
very
to
fast.
The middle very quickly. And generally, you see grenades flying over the Rainmaker at the very beginning, until one of the teams gets a hit.
And also, if you're not familiar with this, you know, the Rainmaker in there, you need to bring that to the goal in the opposite direction. And before you do that, you need to break the barrier of it. Oh, that's nice.
Basically, it's a flag you have to pick up.
Oh, double kill right here. Sorry, as you can see there, the barrier was brought down. It's not always the smart thing to push right away, but right here, they are pretty much in control, I would say. So they're playing very well.
What you need to make sure is your opponent's team doesn't have ink all around you. You need to make sure you're not gonna get flanked at any point, because then it's very easy to cut off the Rainmaker and just straight off kill them.
When you bring it down the barrier and the Rainmaker is in your color, it will come up with a big blast that will kill everybody around. That was a good kill. That was a very, very good kill. But also, as you can see that up here, as soon as it explodes, if any opponent is nearby, they will die. But both teams can take the Rainmaker when it's free. So it's only the blast that is either yellow or purple like here. So you also have to make sure that you don't F it up. Well, let's see what Sheraldo is doing. Oh!
if no one manages to score and hence end the match, it's about pushing the Rainmaker as closest to the opponent's goal as possible. Oh,
you sure? That was a triple kill. That was very nice done of Senso.
They have a
that is
big
how
opportunity to push on Splattaholics now.
Yeah.
And get
you can see down here.
Up to a 2-2. Let's see what happens. Murder happens. Impedio got in there.
Impedio
generally moves quite a lot. I believe he plays dualies all the time.
Yeah.
And,
I can say that.
You don't want to go one-on-one with him.
No, I'm trying not to be too colored by me knowing him. I think he's a very, very big talent. He needs to learn how to not push ahead so much sometimes. But if he can learn that, he can really become a good player. So he is already a very good player, but he could become even better. I've seen him play against some of the players from the better teams out there, and they were still impressed by this young dude. But also, I like how Senso is playing today. That team captain is really taking his team forward.
Yeah, they're doing some good work there.
Let's have a look here, because I also like how Samuel
still
moves.
ahead and giving Splattaholics a very hard time getting that Rainmaker closer.
Yep. Now, let's see what you can do here. As soon as you go, there's a blast, but can he push it forward enough? You see, they only have to push it 29 more yards or meters or whatever you want to call it to get the touchdown. But I am not sure I would even go for that right now. I think I would go for a more defense-oriented game if I was the Splatt Pack right now. I mean, they are in front. All the pressure is on Splattaholics right now. Splattaholics in the orange need to take the Rainmaker and push it forward.
Yeah, essentially the Splatt Pack just needs to make sure it doesn't move any closer to their base.
Exactly.
And so far, so good. Splattaholics seems to have a really hard time. What I'm noticing is they're very split up. They constantly get killed off one by one. And
let's see
I'll pull my works back because they seem to have gone in there now.
Yeah, actually, right now most of it is pretty much orange, so they can move a lot. And people can say, oh, is that really important with the map control? Yes, it is, because you can move a lot faster. See what Munchie's doing there.
There we go.
They took the lead right there. Nice move by Munchie.
All I have to do now is stall, stall, and stall. And there we go. Let's see if the Splatt Pack can get something, get away with it.
So let's see what they will do to push back. But that was a very nice move. A little
Looks
fun
like they're
fact.
trying to push through the middle.
Oh, he's jumping back. Okay. Yep. Oh, okay. That's a fair move. You can always super jump. I always call it squid jump for some reason, but you can. So bear with me if you hear me say squid jump. I mean super jump.
It's a squid that jumps.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
I like that you're defending me while I'm screwing up. That's really
jump.
nice.
That would be silly. So let's see. It looks like and
Yep,
that's game.
That's the game. But I
That's
think
all around for
this was
Splatt.
very exciting. I really liked it.
Yeah.
It was a good
Close
comeback.
match. A very close match.
Definitely, yeah. That was
Well, let's see. We've now been through every mode, so it's back to Splat Zones, and this time it's on, I believe, one of your favorite tracks, isn't it? Pump Track.
I will not say it's my favorite, but I kind of like it because it's so wild style.
Or is it just because it's a big skate hall and it reminds you of your old days as a hip hop?
I'm not sure hip hoppers usually skate, but I don't know. I just like it. Of all the new maps that came out in the beginning of this Splattaholics, Splatoon 2, I really liked Humpback Pump Track a lot. So I think we just played.
It's a nice and open track, isn't it? And it moves really nicely.
You know,
it's very easy to find your way around it.
If you bring a good splatling gun or you bring a good sniper, I mean, you can do so much damage. And I hate that because I can't play. I play minigun sometimes, yeah, but usually I use any kind of blaster.
With the 4K, and I can relate. There's nothing like picking apart the other team with a 4K just from the safety of your own base. Given the 4K probably is the weapon that shoots the furthest in this game.
So let's dive right back into it. They're ready for the Splat Zones. On this, I think I love this one. Splat Zone, to me, is the best on this because the way you can use the rails. Let's have a look here. Let's see if they do that. I love that feeling of going down here and just
the most
getting into the dirty battle
on this map is actually Turf War or Rainmaker. They're equal in points in the big survey.
I could agree about that, but actually I haven't been playing a lot of Turf War. I forgot to play actually in the in the Splatfest earlier today.
Oh yeah, I didn't get a chance to either. I've been too busy.
I played 2 games because I had to set something up. I was like, oh yeah, the Splatfest. Better get down and dirty here, but yeah. Yeah.
Oh, let's just see. We have
right now
they're taking the middle, doing well on the points there. But the Splatt Pack obviously already has the lead, so
here.
They needed to do that push.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, this is a very chaotic stage, especially in Splat Zones. It's so easy to flank the other team as it is to get flanked.
Yeah, and here you actually have to make sure
specials or snipers or Gatling guns or anything like that.
On this one, it's vital that you actually play as a team because it's so open. You can very easily get overwhelmed.
You keep spreading your team's ink, otherwise you're gonna have trouble.
Samuel did a very good job there, but still it was very difficult when you move in between 3 other players.
Yeah. The clouds from Splattaholics are doing some good work. You can just see them throw clouds over the middle all the time to try and push the opponent's team off.
You can see it's 40 to 66, so it's kind of close. It's going back and forth.
What's interesting to see is how Splattaholics actually moved onto the platform before the Splat Zone, but on the opposite side, trying to spread their ink there, so keeping the Splatt Pack from moving to the middle. Mm-hmm. Not that it works for long, but it can help your team get a bit ahead.
And they are past. They're taking the lead. They have taken the lead. But they're also
generally very, very close, it seems.
they're dying all over here. Sorry about that. Yep. But they took one out. Let's go up here. See how everything goes. It's kind of chaotic right now. But see, Splattaholics have quite a way to go before they can actually do this. And I know that Oliver's right now is talking very loudly to his team. I have a feeling he's very, very, very competitive.
Yeah, it's a close one. This one.
Yeah, and they need
But generally, the Splatt Pack seems to be gaining ahead when it comes to one-on-ones. This stage really,
they're doing very well here.
If you're really good on one-on-one, and your team generally, it seems the Splatt Pack is generally a little bit better at that than Splattaholics. They seem to get a good grip on it.
Trade-off, but Mini and Monty right now seems to be doing pretty well in there. And they're backed up by Mini right now. Oh!
Senso TSP standing there doing some good sniping.
Yeah.
He fell down there. Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, because he's not as good down here as he would be.
Up on the edges, yeah.
Yeah, he got the Stingray here. That's
there.
Always a lovely weapon.
That's what you call it, yeah. The Stingray. That's the special you've got there. Something I think a lot of snipers forget is that having a sniper, you can actually cover a lot of ground with ink and charge your special very, very quickly, just by doing some quick firing in the area around you. Obviously, that's you most of the time you want to be aiming at.
Now look at that, Splattaholics is taking the lead. They're actually pushing back. That is very, very,
9,
very well played.
8, 7, 6. It's counting down fast. They need to get in there now.
Oh, I did not see that one coming. I thought that Sensor on these guys has this one wrapped. I was pretty sure about that.
Yeah, they seem to really have it under control, but that last push was a very nice push. Olo must have been shouting loudly enough to make the team hear that they need to attack together and they need to stay in the middle together. But let's see. The next mode will be Clan Blitz again, and this time on the least popular stage in the entire game. Oh, why did they bring this to Splatoon 2? It's Moray Towers. Definitely a good stage for snipers. I found sniping with a 4K on it is nice, but moving between and trying to keep up with an objective that's moving, it's a hard one. But I'm not too familiar with Clan Blitz yet, so I haven't tried it on this stage. But the survey doesn't give it any favor. It's generally the least liked stage in the entire game.
Yeah,
do you have any words on it?
Yeah, I have, always have. No, I know a lot of people hate Moray Towers, but I think it's so crazy that I actually love it. For some reason, it's so gung-ho, it's so stupid.
It is very different, yeah. It is very different.
And I do like it. And if I'm gonna play it, I prefer it actually in Rainmaker. Rainmaker, I think, is beautifully played on Moray Towers, but I know a lot of people disagree with me. I know a lot of people hate it. I can't argue about that because I see the problems with the stage. And if you have a good sniper, if you have a good minigun, you can pretty much blast away the other team. But I've heard that so many times, and also won on that stage so many times. So
I think it's the falling in between the levels. Because this is basically it's 2 towers with stairs down on each side, down to a middle on the very ground. But in between the stairs, so to speak, there is a gap, and you usually jump. You don't follow the stairs down. You jump out over between the stairs. But sometimes you may find yourself falling in between, and that can be very frustrating.
As you can see here, the purple team this time around is Splattaholics, while the Splatt Pack is in green. You can see it's kind of crazy from up here. So you need to get down here. As soon as you get it, let's have a look at it.
Yeah, and when you get to that first platform, that's sniper heaven or Gatling gun heaven.
Yeah, maybe I should go down here and show where the goal is because it's right behind.
I would expect Senso to move up to the middle here, but it is Clan Blitz. You need to collect these clams to create the football and then make a push with your team. Interesting enough, Imperial is almost getting away with a football there.
Yeah, and that is also, if your team don't speak well together. I mean, I know most people use Discord today, or Ventrilo, or even Skype. I think most people use Discord to this day.
No TeamSpeak these days.
Yeah, I think TeamSpeak still exists, but I don't know why, actually. People just started using Discord. When I started out playing competitive with Dragonuto, Prophet, and a lot of other good players back under during Splatoon 1, we used TeamSpeak because a German player, Turfing, he had his own serve, so that's pretty much it. Oh, there it was. They scored right there. And now Splattaholics is on the defense. Very well played. Let's go down here and see. Because they can actually keep ramping up points right now. Right now, when they throw them up, it's 3 points each.
Yeah, it's...
But look out.
That's another little thing. Once you've made the football and you've thrown it into the opponent's goal, if your teammates have a few clamps of themselves, they can score some extra points with those. And sometimes that's what does it. That's what gives you the victory.